To tracking this monster hurricane and the forecast on Milton. Let's go to Jamie Rhome, the Deputy Director of the National Hurricane Center, live from Miami. Jamie, Milton is the strongest, one of the planet's strongest storm. It's the strongest storm of the year for the planet, one of the top 10 on record for the Atlantic. Experts say its growth and power is, quote, simply astonishing.
Yeah, we do this for a living, and watching it happen, unfold before our very eyes was even, stunning for us. But that speaks to the threat that lies ahead for Floridians. We really got to get people to start focusing and if necessary, moving out of the path of this storm.
Milton went from a Category 1 to a Category 5 in a matter of hours. Only two other hurricanes in the history of tracking hurricanes have intensified this fast. What is driving this?
Well, it's the incredibly warm waters over the Gulf of Mexico. We've been talking about this all season, that the potential exists for these storms to develop and rapidly develop, because if you've got ample fuel here, and then if the atmospheric conditions are conducive, these storms can really develop in just mere hours.
You're predicting, quote, an intense hurricane with multiple life-threatening hazards. What are those hazards?
Well, first and foremost, let's talk about the wind. So the wind with a major hurricane are potentially catastrophic, wherever it goes, somewhere in this hurricane warning area or the red area on the map behind me. So you're talking about widespread power outages, significant structural damages to buildings, numerous trees downs, impassable roads. That's just from the wind. Now, if we talk about surge for a second, look how much surge we're predicting. This purple area here on the map is 10 to 15 feet. So 10 to 15 feet, I stand 6 feet tall, so that's more than two of me. And for this area in the purple, this would be significantly more storm surge than they received during Helene.
And what is that area in the purple?
And this is basically the area from Tampa Bay, St. Petersburg area, southward over Sarasota.
All right, so how strong do you think Milton will be when it makes landfall on Wednesday? It's a Category 5 now, the strongest, highest, most extreme category there is. You do expect it to weaken slightly as it approaches land?
Yeah, but that might be a little deceiving for people. That's just the traditional peak wind speed. But we think that the storm is going to grow in size. Actually, we're pretty confident the storm is going to grow in size. And sometimes the size is more important than the intensity. We saw a perfect example of that during Helene. It was a huge storm. And look at the significant impacts it had, well removed from the center. If this storm does grow in size and become much bigger, then regardless of what it is on the Saffir-Simpson scale, it's going to punch really, really hard over densely populated portions of Florida, including possibly the I-4 corridor.
Right. I was just going to ask, what is your latest forecast showing where Milton will hit, understanding, of course, that it could wobble and change a bit as it makes its way close to Florida?
So I think this growth in size is going to mean that the exact is tempting. People want to know, okay, where precisely is it going to go? First and foremost, we can't pinpoint precisely where it's going to go, but this growth in size is effectively going to make that less and less important, because it's going to spread these impacts over just a broad swath of central Florida, including portions of the I-4 corridor, or possibly all of the I-4 corridor. That's a densely populated area that's going to see catastrophic winds at the immediate coast, life-threatening storm surge along the immediate coast, and then spreading those damaging winds inland with significant, possibly lasting several days, power outages along big sweeps of the population here.
Yeah, I think that area includes Pinellas County, which is the most densely populated county in all of Florida. Wow. Jamie, we will stay in touch with you as the next 36 hours elapse and Milton closes in on its target. Thank you so much, Jamie Rhome. Thanks so much for watching. Go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.